All right, welcome everybody. We've got a very interesting load of tractors that came in, and I want to take a minute and show you a little bit about them. This ended up being a 1960 model Farmall Cub, and kind of was looking for a Farmall Cub for a comparison video for you. I talked to you guys a while back about, I guess on the yellow Cub video, about trying to do a comparison between the Cub for cultivating and a bigger one-row tractor Farmall, like the 100, 130, 140, and Super A. So I end up finding this one, which turned out being a 1960, which is exactly what the 140 is. So it takes the same bar type grill. It wasn't installed, but it's right here. And I don't think that one's original to this tractor. But anyway, so it'll, has the same oval decals on the front, or emblems, and Farmall writing on the side of the hood. But anyway, this one came with a mower deck, and it has the 8.3 tires, turf tires, because of, I guess, it did a lot of mowing in its former life, but it's all stretched out wide. And my goal was to find one of these and kind of make an apples and apples comparison as possible, to show you again why I prefer the other. And again, I'm not mean mouthing a Cub. If you've got a Cub and it's working good for you, by all means keep using it. But what the purpose was, to, if you don't have one at all and you're trying to figure out what to buy and what to start hunting for, this just kind of help you figure out what's going to work best for you. So anyway, going after picking this tractor up, started noticing something really cool here. And you'll notice there's a ton of orange paint on this thing up and under. We're pulling some oil pan bolts, and looks like the lowest color on all this stuff is orange, and which is really exciting to me. I really do like odd colored tractors, ones that maybe weren't what they maybe as common as the others. I like the weird stuff. But anyway, you can kind of see some back there on the inside of the wheel, right here on the mower, up under the shifter here. There's some more on the mower, pretty obvious. Then up in under here on the air cleaner, there's some on the axle housing, and a lot of neat orange in there. So that's pretty exciting. And so our kind of immediate plan is to fix the oil pan. This wheel right here got up in to the oil pan and tore it all up. So not sure that's even going to, I'm hoping to weld it. That's what I'm hoping to do. Hoping to beat it back out, weld it up, clean it all back up nice, put it all back together. Here's a quick shot of that beautiful orange paint that was hiding under the red. You can kind of see the red's right on top of it. It comes off. Really interesting. There's that damaged spot. We're going to try to rework that real fast. All back together. So that's going to be our plan for that. Get it together, running, and then we're going to attempt to straighten these tie rods out. May have to get some new ones because they're in a little bit rough shape, and we've got to get them pretty round so they'll shrink up so we can get, like, again, cultivating clothes on it. So we'll pull this mower unit off, shrink the wheels back up, get it all set up, and again, we're not going to worry about doing much painting on it right away, but what we're going to do is try to get that one put together so that you can see it in the comparison. Now, we ended up with another tractor here, a Massey Harris Pony, and we kind of eased the sheet metal off of it. It's laying over there on the floor, to do a quick check over on it to make sure what all it's going to need to get it running. Had really nice rear tires on it, but they're the wrong size. They are 11-224s. I mean, they are like new. They've got the little nubbies all over them, and I mean, they are super new looking. See the paint over here. You can see the paint marks on it, but not a big deal because that's the perfect size for the bigger one-row Farmalls. So we'll go ahead and slide them over on one of those tractors that's going to need some front tires. They are pretty dry cracked in here to the point of pretty dangerous to fool with. So we're not going to do anything but change those out and probably paint the wheels while we have it apart, putting the new tires on it just to get it kind of fresh. The red looks pretty good. It doesn't look too bad. And we've got the carburetor in there. Going to clean it up real quick, get it all Cleaned up. It's an ultrasonic cleaner. You can probably hear that in the background, that annoying noise, but boy, it does a good job. So anyway, we'll put a new oil filter in it, change oil, kind of go over all that stuff, and get this little guy running. So a red Massey Harris Pony is a lot of fun, and they're neat, but not quite as neat as what's hiding over here. Now this one, kind of saved it for last for you on purpose. This is a gray pony, and the gray ponies are somewhat hard to come up with. They only built them starting in somewhere in 1953. So in 1953, we had a merger of Massey Harris and Ferguson. So these little tractors say Massey Harris Ferguson on them, and this one holds true to that. If you look up in there in the tag, you can see Massey Harris Ferguson. And it does fit in the serial number range. This should be I forget. I think it's a 54. It's either a 53 or 54. I looked it up. I wrote it down. But I really wasn't totally convinced that it was a gray tractor, because they built gray ones in the midst of red ones, and they just kind of plugged them in. And kind of the deal was as far as I understand, somebody may correct me on this, but Ferguson dealers didn't want the little red tractors showing up on their lots. So Massey Harris Ferguson agreed to paint ones for the Ferguson dealers gray. So there's a handful of these gray ones out there, and I just think they're neat. Again, I've told you before, I like the weird stuff. I like stuff that's not exactly normal. And so they built them so that they would take the tractors and try to sell them. And so I wasn't 100% convinced that this one was a gray one, because I kept finding a lot of red in it. So if you look down in here, let me make sure you can see that. Yeah, right here, you can kind of see some red down in there. There's some red that would slough off. You can kind of see right here under this paint. It's all red. So I thought, well, this thing's probably one of those that you can kind of see all that red. But then I got to looking, you can see right there, there's brown on top of that. And so that is the bottom layer. That is the layer I just pulled off. So there's gray on one side, this last color they painted. Then there's this red stuff, and then that red oxide primer. But under that red oxide primer, started finding gray again. And the more we looked, the more gray we found. So I never did find any of the right color red. This red is not right color red. It is a lot more orange. So I got a die grinder out with a little 3M, these little wheels right here. And you can kind of see those little guys. They do a really good job. Put a brand new one on and got to doing some test spots here. And you'll notice that we have the gray that's painted last, this weird orange color, the red oxide primer, then gray, then bare metal. We don't have any red under that red oxide primer. So now we're starting to see, okay, transmission housing, we're starting to see frame rail. So I thought, well, let's go to the hood. So here is the hood material. The grill's what we're going to. Here is the hood off of the red one we just looked at a minute ago. Here is the one off of the suspected gray one. So we went to the inside of the grill. Same deal. We found the gray that was painted, then we found this orange weird color, then gray, then our rusty metal there. So really thinking that what we've got here is a gray pony. Now, so that prompted us to say, hey, well, let's keep looking, make sure, see what the wheels look like, because our wheels, again, for Massey Harris to be right on the money, should be red with yellow wheels. But we slide over here and look at this wheel right here, did the same test spot right here, and you'll see that there's absolutely no trace of yellow paint anywhere. So our upper coat is gray, then this weird orangey color, red oxide primer, then gray, then bare metal. So there's no yellow in that anywhere. So I feel pretty confident that this one was originally a gray pony, which is pretty exciting. Now, they painted this, it's kind of painted over a bunch of mess, and over the words on the Woods mower, it's got a Woods brand mower. You can see the Woods 59, but it's of course this was the pulley that was on the red one. It's a Woods pulley too. So anyway, we kind of got it off there, and again kind of cleaned up a few things on it, but pretty excited about that. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that and show you these 3 tractors we just got in, let you check them out, and hopefully, like I say, we'll get this little red Cub all going, and it's going to be orange someday, and back to orange. But we'll hopefully get a video through the summer doing some cultivating comparison. And we're going to try to get this little guy running and switch out the tires, make it just a nice, presentable, little fun tractor. Then, and you know, let me know in the comments. I've got a set of cultivators for another one of these. It was my father-in-law's. The tractor's actually my daughter's, and I'll show you that tractor one day too. But it's a pretty exciting piece too. But I've got a full set of cultivators, and maybe make a neat video. Again, leave me in the comments if you think you'd be interested in it, because this is a non-offset tractor, so you can kind of see how it sets perfectly straight. And to see the plants in a non-offset tractor, you kind of have to crane your neck around and look under the belly to see it. So if that sounds interesting to you, let me know, and we'll maybe add this into the comparison. We'll put the bigger 1-row offset Farmall, the Super A 100, 130, 140, and then the offset Cub, and then the non-offset Massey Harris. So again, if that sounds interesting to you, let me know. But like I say, we've got everything to put a set of cultivators on this one, so that might be a fun thing. And hopefully we'll get around to putting this one back the original color. And again, you can kind of see some more of that weird reddish orange looking color that they'd painted this one. And they painted all that color over top of the original gray. So anyway, kind of interesting, and so thought you might be interested in checking out. We got a little bit of work to do here. Somebody's welded something on here, but we can peel that off there. And here's a set of cultivator brackets right here. The little red one has a set of those as well. But anyway, this tractor was stuck too when we got it. It wouldn't turn. You couldn't get it to turn. And we put some PV Blaster down in the spark plug holes, and put it in 3rd gear, and transmission in 3rd gear, and just gently rocked it. And over the course of several hours of letting it set and gently rocking on it, it ended up freeing. So I was really kind of thinking it was going to have to come apart to fix it, but that's pretty exciting to get it to free up. And so anyway, we've got the carburetor, like I say, it's in there cooking right now. We'll try to get it all ready to go. It didn't look horrible. It had some junk laying in the bottom, but we'll try to get this old girl together. And again, I don't think this one has a ton of wear in it. I mean, you can tell the steering is nice and tight in it. And and look here too on this throttle piece here, the throttle plate. It has all of its grooves in it. The little red one, it has a lot of them worn out, but anyway, I don't know. Like I said, I don't think it's had a ton of wear. It's sheet metal's pretty straight in it. So I think we'll try to clean this one up and take it back gray. And I still need to find if anybody knows where to get them. There's one gray tractor, one gray pony on YouTube, and it was done 6 or 7 years ago, and it has the blue decals on it right here on the side. And that, as far as I can tell, the ponies that were gray, they were labeled a little differently. They didn't have Massey Harris down the side. It just said pony on each side. And as far as I can tell, that's all they had. There may have been some others, so if anybody knows anything about those. But the one on YouTube that's out there, it was a restored piece. And I sent them a message, but like I say, it's a pretty old video, and I'm not sure if we'll get a response. But if anybody knows where to get those custom weird decals that are blue, and it kind of looked like those had an outline on them. But if anybody knows anything about where to get those, again, let me know, and that'll be great. And we'll, like I say, try to gather up some pieces to get this one back together, and try to get some pieces to need like I say, may need to work on some steering to get the Cub rolling, to get it all shrunk down, and I may need a rear rock shaft for that one too. I'm gonna have to look around and see what I've got in my Cub stash, but I may need a rock shaft and stuff to operate the rear cultivator parts, but that's not a big deal. I should be able to come up with some of that. And again, also let me know in the comments if you're interested in seeing cultivators on this one, so you can add it to the comparison, I guess is what I'm saying, of a non-offset. So anyway, hope everybody is doing well, and just thought everybody be interested in checking out some of these somewhat interesting and weird little tractors. But anyway, we'll catch you there on the next one.